Sailing. Yachting is an Olympic sport starting from the games of the first Olympiad, with the exception of 1904 and possible 1916. Sailing was always a part of the Olympic program. The sailing program of 1920 was open for a total of 16 sailing classes, but actually only 14 sailing events were contested. Because of the 8.5 meters and 9 meters classes, there were no entrants. For each class, 3 races were scheduled from the 7th of July 1920 to the 10th of July 1920 off the coast of Ostend at the North Sea. Venue: Royal Yacht Club of Belgium. Ostend offers a fair condition for sailing on the North Sea. However, there are tidal conditions. The current is reasonably predictable. Local knowledge does not have too much influence of the races. The wind conditions are also good for sailing. However, in the case of the 1920 Summer Olympic regattas, the prevailing breeze did not show. Most races had to be sailed under light air conditions. An unprecedented and unique Olympic situation happened with the races in the 12-feet dinghy, when in the second race one of the marks was taken hostage by the tidal current and went drifting. The race had to be nullified. Since the organizers did not have the time to resail the race and both teams were of Dutch origin, the Belgian organization requested the Dutch Olympic Committee to resail the finals in the Netherlands. As a result, the first Olympic event held in the Netherlands was not in 1928 but already in 1920. As venue of this final, the Buitenij in Amsterdam was chosen. Course areas competition. Overview: a maximum of 2 boats per country per class was allowed. Continents, countries. Source: classes. Source: the Olympic sailing event of 1920 was without any doubt the most strangest in history so far, with a program of no less than 16 classes and an entry list that consists of 7 out of 14 classes with just competitor and only 1 class with more than 3 yachts. After World War I, the International Sailing Authority had obviously no clue in what direction sailing had developed since 1912. The Nordic countries had developed the scary cruiser classes, and the international rule classes had adopted in 1919 a new edition of the rule which was not yet implemented in the countries. Therefore, the entries were open for the old as well the new rule and 2 scary classes. Besides that, an advice from 1908 was followed by putting 2 design classes on the program. By doing this, the 1920 Olympics acted as a test laboratory from which the IYRU could draw conclusion for the further development of the sport. These lessons learned, not too many different classes and moving towards 1 design classes, did show during the next Olympic sailing event and are still taken into account. Race schedule. Medal summary. Source: medal table. Other information. Sailing as result of the First World War. AUT, Ger, Hun and Ter were not invited. The agony athletes develop after finishing 4th at the Olympics must have started at the Olympic sailing event of 1920. The Belgium 6-metre team, of Louis de Pierre, Raymond Bouwens and Willy Valk, finished 4th and became the only sailing team at the 1920 Olympics that went home without a medal. In the sailing regattas, Norway took 7 gold medals. This boost put them in the higher regions of the medal table. They still profit from this boost. Sailors during the sailing regattas at the 1920 Summer Olympics. Among others, the following persons were competing in the various classes: